Hello, I'm Dr. Phyllis Books, and I'd like to take a few minutes to explain to you how we deal with allergies in this office, because it's quite different from the way allergies are treated in most doctors' offices. In most offices, you are given blood tests or scratch tests or other ways of determining what the allergy is, and then shots are prescribed or elimination diets and so on, which actually don't take care of the problem. They just eliminate the symptoms or the manifestation of the symptoms. But what we'll be doing here is actually bringing a substance, an allergy substance, into contact with you and your body. We're going to change your body's reaction, because in general, when you're subjected to something noxious or offensive to your system, the body perceives this allergen as an enemy. And so it closes down, and the organs, the liver and the spleen and the pancreas, shut down their function in order to protect you. Very smart of them. But what happens is your body then starts having an abnormal reaction whenever you come in contact with this noxious substance. So your body then creates a pattern of closing down and defending when it comes in contact with a particular substance. If you were to take shots, or then you're going to stop the runny nose or the sleepy behavior, but you're not going to stop the reason you have the runny nose or the sleepy behavior. But when we do this work, which is called NAET, which stands for Nambrutipad, who's an Indian lady, is Allergy Elimination Technique. It's a very different philosophy. So we're starting there with a combination of chiropractic principles and acupuncture principles delivered in a very easy way. So we'll hold a substance. Your body is going to go through this defense. I'm going to tap on the spine, which will wake up certain organs and say, hey, I want you to notice there's something different going on here. And then I'm going to rub, like acupressure, instead of needles. We're just going to rub so it feels a little bit like massage on certain points on the body, which are very specific points to help open up or unclog the organs which were shutting down before. So we're training the body to receive this substance as a friend instead of an enemy. The enemy closes down. We're saying, opening up the channel, saying it would be safe to be in the presence of this, and your body can have a very different reaction. And so in 24 or 25 hours, the body has a way of reprogramming itself to treat this former enemy as a friend. How do we do this? Or with the principle? Every organ in your body has 2 hours of prime time. That is 2 hours when it does most of its work. And there are 12 major organs in the body, and so 12 times 2 is 24. So when I treat you or your child, you will hold this little bottle for 20 minutes. You can be doing anything you want while that's happening, and then I'm going to ask you to stay away from the food or whatever in the environment is irritating your system. So stay away from that for 25 hours so that your body can go through all of those 12 systems and reprogram itself. So after that 25 hours, when you've stayed away from dust or eggs or mold, good trick, or whatever the substance is, then before you come in the next time, which is usually 48 hours or longer, after, I want you to have a little bit of eggs or chicken or whatever that is, so that I can recheck you and see if your body now considers this a normal, you have a normal reaction. If your body goes weak in the presence of this again, I will re-stimulate those various organ points and give you another 25 hours. And usually that takes care of it. Every once in a while there's an emotional component where you were just fine being around cats or eating fish or whatever for many years, and one day you wake up and you're allergic to something. Well, how did that happen? Many times there's an emotional component. There's an emotional trigger, something that happened around the same time you were exposed to this allergic irritant. And your body confuses. It gets both of those things wrapped in together. So then my job is to come in and untangle what the emotional event might have been and where, when it happened and so on, so that we can clear that emotional reaction from the body's reaction to the allergy. So then I do the emotional work, and then I come back and do the actual physical work so the body can reprogram itself. And that works beautifully. So when you come in for care for this, the first thing I'm going to do is check your body for many, many bottles. There are thousands of things, but I start with the basic 15. And those 15 are designed in a particular sequence. We start with egg, which is the building block of protein. We start out as an egg and a sperm. It's a very, very, very basic part of us being human. And it's a big part of where our allergy problems come from. Then we go to calcium. That's our bones. It's milk. It's mother's milk. It's another building block. And then we go to vitamin C. That's how our body handles and absorbs the sunshine. So when we get the basic building blocks of the body resilient and strong, a lot of those thousands of other things that you thought you might have been allergic to are much, much less intense, and sometimes just go away, period. So we're going to work on basic building blocks of the body. And when you come in, so first I'll check you for what the allergens are. You'll get a list of that. You'll be given this book. And on one of the pages in this book, which I usually earmark for people, you'll see the potential list of allergens. And we'll check off those. And each day when we do a session, we're going to write down what happened and when it cleared. And I want you to notice any other reactions that you or your child may be experiencing while this 25 hours is going on. And to do that, we're going to go to another page that I earmark, which shows physical and emotional symptoms. So besides the usual runny nose and hay fever or sleepy, drowsy feelings you might have that we associate with allergies, there are many, many other emotional and physical reactions that you might not have associated with the allergy. So they're listed, so I want you to study them. Actually, reading through the whole book is a great idea. And every time we'll work with one, and for example, we work with eggs. So there's another place that I have earmarked that tells for that day what you can and cannot eat or be around. So here's a listing for eggs. So it's eggs and anything to do with chickens. So you'll look at that very closely, and that will help you decide what you're going to eat or not eat for that day. Hopefully we'll get through one allergen per day, and at 48 hours or a week or however long you want, it doesn't matter about the timing in between, we'll go to the next allergen. But you can use this as a way of preparing yourself for what the next allergen is and making sure you stay compliant, that you don't goof up the whole treatment by doing something that is very clearly written in here you shouldn't do. So the work works beautifully. It takes about 20 minutes, 15 to 20, sometimes 30 minutes. And it's simple and very, very effective. So you may always ask questions, but I prepare this little vignette for you so that you can have a lot of the frequently asked questions done and you understand the basic procedure and protocol for doing this work. Thanks for listening.